So if you're watching this video, you might be looking to move to the Seattle metropolitan area. Maybe you're looking for somewhere to move to where you can buy a home for a bit more of an affordable price. As you know, it is a bit expensive to live over here in Seattle because of all the amenities and great things the Seattle Metro offers. However, it's a little expensive, so maybe you're looking for a city you can move to where you could afford a home more easily. Well, in this video, I'm gonna go over 7 cities, 7 of the most affordable suburbs outside of Seattle. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I love helping you guys out. Those of you that have reached out to me here from YouTube, when you're moving over this way, I am an active real estate agent over here. So if you're moving to Seattle metropolitan, you want some help on finding that right place to live, finding a home to purchase, be more than happy to help you out with that process. But like I said, on this video, I'm gonna talk about 7 of the cheapest suburbs to live in the Seattle metropolitan area. Seattle Metro is made up of 3 different counties, so I'm not just talking about Seattle, the city of Seattle, Seattle proper. I'm talking about the whole metro area. It's King County, Snohomish County, and Pierce County. Median home price in these 3 counties combined, every city involved, which is over 70 different suburbs, median home price is $675,000 right now. This is as of February 2023. So all 7 of these cities are gonna be priced under this $675 median price point. So we're gonna start off with city number 1. This is Arlington. This is the furthest to the north we're gonna get, and this is really to the edge of Seattle metropolitan all the way to the north. This is about 48 miles north of Seattle. Median home price is $592,000 right now. There's about 20,000 people that live in Arlington. Let's jump into the map and I'll show you a little bit around Arlington. All right, so you can see we've got the map pulled up right here. You've got Seattle here down to the south. Let's draw it here. You've got Seattle down here. Arlington's all the way up here. So like I said, about 48 miles. You're just gonna jump on I-5 right here. If you're going from Seattle to Arlington, it'll take you all the way down. Now, if you are working in downtown Seattle, not sure that you wanna live in Arlington. There's people that do it, but it is one heck of a commute. Easily an hour. It's 45 to 50 minutes, about 45 minutes without traffic. So you add in rush hour traffic, that can double. An hour and a half each way is pretty realistic coming from the downtown Seattle area in the heart of rush hour. So there's people that do it, but that would be a tough commute. So this is maybe more so for people that are working remote or have a job up here further on the north side. Maybe you work at Boeing in Everett or a job kind of closer on the north side up here. But let's zoom in to Arlington a little bit here. You can see how green it is around here. So Arlington has a lot of rural properties. There's a lot of farmland out here. There's forested acreage lots as well. So whether you want a wide open acreage lot, a forested acreage lot, you can certainly find that out here in Arlington. There's also plenty of subdivision type living as well, where you've got your typical, 1,500 to 3,000 square foot house on an average size lot in suburbia. You've got all your shopping. You can see Costco right here. You've got this is the Smoky Point area. This is where all your commercial shopping is going to be and whatnot. They've got an airport right here. That's a private airfield. It's not a commercial airfield. You don't have big jumbo jets flying in there. It's just private, propeller planes, things like that, helicopters. As you go a little bit further north, you've got the historic Arlington town area. You can see in my vlog tour of Arlington on my channel here, I walked through Arlington, showed you around, but a really cool historic downtown area, super walkable, a lot of community events down here, really tight sense of community here in Arlington, so lots of places to eat, like I said, street fairs, all sorts of stuff, especially during the summer, all sorts of events that you can do, especially in the historic downtown area there. So that hopefully gives you general good idea of Arlington, what it might look like. And again, that median price point of $592,000 right now. I mentioned you can get homes on acreage. You're not getting acreage properties for $592,000. That's the median price. But if that's something you want, it's a cheaper area to get acreage. Or you can get a historic early 1900s home close to that downtown area as well for cheaper, or anything in between. A lot of single level homes, great starter homes, investment properties, things like that here in the Arlington area. So city number 2 is Everett, Washington. It's about 30 miles north of Seattle. Population is about 112,000 people, so it's a bit bigger of a city. And the median home price is $617,000. So let's jump into the map here, show you around Everett a little bit. Let's zoom out. So you can see we were in Arlington up north here. Now we're moving back down south closer to Seattle. So again, it's 30 miles from Seattle. So you're gonna take, again, you're on I-5 still. You're gonna take I-5 right through here. So Everett is where Boeing is located. So if you're coming over here, you're taking a job for Boeing, you're gonna be down here. That's where Boeing is, on the south side of Everett, right at the bottom there. So Everett's a much larger area, and it's pretty unique. Different pockets are gonna feel very different, such as the north side up here. This is North Everett, downtown Everett. This is the historic area, so you're gonna have a lot of older homes. You're gonna have some taller buildings, sky rises, things like that. Along with that's gonna come some homeless issues, public drug use issues. It's not gonna be the cleanest city on the north side of Everett there. If that's not what you're looking for and you wanna be somewhere a little bit different, you can go further south in Everett. You could go to the southwest side of Everett. There's some really nice neighborhoods through here with view homes, and they're gonna be more expensive. Again, we're talking about cheaper places to live. So median home price is $617 in Everett. It's gonna be harder to get a home over here for $617. But again, it's gonna be cheaper than some of the cities further to the south, closer to Seattle. Or you can come through here all the way through Everett down to Eastmont through here. There's a lot of great neighborhoods in here, subdivisions. Your super convenient access to everything you need is in Everett. Hospital, you've got Providence Hospital right up here. It's actually where my daughter was born, right here. You can see all the shopping and restaurants. Everything you need is here in Everett. As you continue to go further south, this is still Everett down here. You've got the Everett Mall right here, which is kind of not the best mall in the world, for sure. There's better malls around, but it is a mall right there. You've got Walmart. You've got Costco and Winco's grocery store and your Trader Joe's, Target, everything. Everett's one of the largest and most robust cities in the Seattle metro area. You could live in Everett and be 100% self-sustaining and not have to go to any other city for anything else, unless you're working elsewhere. So it's a big area, but it is a bit cheaper. A reason for that on the median home prices is because of that north side of Everett. Some of the homes are cheaper because of some of those issues they deal with crime and homelessness and all that kind of stuff. But even on the south side of Everett, it's not too insanely expensive either. So that's something to think about. All right, city number 3 is Federal Way. So this is further south. This is 23 miles south of Seattle. Population's about 104,000 people, and the median home price is $560,000. So again, let's jump back over to the map here, zoom out of Everett, and we're gonna go way down south of Seattle. So let's zoom out a little bit. So you can see Federal Way is down here. Again, I-5, instead of going from the north side, you're coming from the south side, taking I-5 all the way to Seattle if that's where you're going for work. You're pushing the commute here too. This is gonna be a tough commute, and that's gonna be a common theme with places that are more affordable, that median home prices are under the metro average, is it's gonna be a longer commute time to Seattle. So if you're working downtown and that's a consideration, just think about that. But with Federal Way, like I said, your median home prices are $560,000. So let's zoom in here a little bit. So with Federal Way, you're gonna have not only plenty of neighborhoods, suburbia with single family homes, you're gonna have a lot of condos and townhomes and apartments as well. Public transportation, you're right along Highway 99 here, which brings some crime and stuff like that too. You can look at the crime stats online and whatnot. But I have clients that live here in the Mirror Lake area that really love it. There's plenty of, all your shopping and everything is down here. Restaurants, very robust area as well. Doctor's offices, restaurants, shopping, parks, everything is down here too. And it's convenient. It's right along Highway 509 as well as, which is Highway 99 as well as I-5. So it's not too difficult to get in and out of, and you can get a lot more bang for your buck here. There's a lot of single family older homes that are 3-bedroom, 1,200 to 1,600 square feet. Those are all over the place here. So if you're looking for something like that, like a starter home, and you want to be closer to 500,000, you can certainly find that here in the Federal Way area. All right, and city number 4 here is Covington, Washington. This is about 26 miles southeast of Seattle. Population is just over 21,000, and the median home price here in Covington is $577,000. So jumping back to the map here, let's take a look and see where Covington is. So we were just over here in Federal Way, so we're gonna head a little bit further east to Covington right here. Let's zoom back out. You can see if you are coming from Seattle, This is going to be a more difficult commute than even Federal Way. Like with Federal Way, I said it's a straight shot up. With Covington, you're right here. So you either got to backtrack and go down south through Auburn and then up through Kent, Tukwila. You can cut over through here as well, or you can go up through Maple Valley and around. Either way, the commute's not going to be easy. It's going to be worse than Federal Way easily, and it's going to be a brutal commute. Again, that's if you're working in downtown Seattle. Many of you, that's probably not a consideration. You might be working somewhere on the south side down here, or you might be working remote, so maybe that's not a consideration for you. I know a lot of people that like living in Covington because of its proximity to, say, Maple Valley, and it's set further east, so it's not going to feel as busy as Federal Way. Federal Way is going to feel pretty busy because you're right in the middle of everything. You're right along Highway 99 and I-5. Very, very busy areas. A lot of public transportation and multifamily housing, condos, apartments, things like that. Versus Covington is set further back. It's a little bit more quiet. Like I said, it's close to Maple Valley, which is a very, very desirable area right now. So zooming in a little bit, you still got town with Costco and Fred Meyer and Walmart and Home Depot and places to eat like Red Robin and all your chain places, Chick-fil-A, stuff like that. So again, self-sufficient area. You don't have to travel necessarily far outside of Covington for much. Maybe not all your doctor's appointments are there and whatnot, but if you've got Costco and a grocery store, I don't know what else you need. So everything really is right there. And like I said, it is set further back. You've got a little bit more of a wooded feel in some areas when you go further out along Highway 18 here. So it can be a really nice place to end up. There's golf courses you can see all around with Washington National and Druids. So there's plenty of stuff to do out here, and you have a little bit quicker access to, you know, the pass and hiking. So if you want to go outdoors, you jump on Highway 18 here, go out through Maple Valley up to Snoqualmie here and head down. All of this, there's trails all through here, hiking spots, and if you continue to go further out right here, this is Snoqualmie Pass. So this is where you can go skiing and snowboarding, and it's not too difficult of a drive to get out there. It's pretty quick and convenient access to get to kind of outdoor recreation stuff, which is appealing to many people. All right, and city number 5 here is Bonney Lake. So Bonney Lake is a bit further. It's 38 miles southeast of Seattle. Population is 24,000 and the median home price is 615,000. So let's jump into the map here. Again, take a look at it. So we're gonna zoom out. Let's see here. Let's keep zooming out a little bit till we can zoom in and get there. There we are. So we were right here in Covington. We were in Federal Way before, and now we're talking about Bonney Lake right here. So one huge draw to Bonney Lake, and the reason why it has expanded the way that it has, and why the median price point is actually above 600 and not under 600, a big reason for that is a master plan community called Tahali. Now, when you're in the Seattle metropolitan area, there are not a lot of master plan communities. Like if you're coming from an area like a Texas or somewhere down south, somewhere that is a newer area where they're really expanding and there's all these master plan communities, the Seattle metro area as a whole is a much older area. It's much more established, of course, when you have a coastal city. So there's not that many like true master plan communities when you're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of homes with community playgrounds with like literally within the community and little community stores and trails literally within the community. There's not a lot of those around. There is here in Bonney Lake, and it's called Tahali. You can see Bonney Lake right up here, and Tahali is right down here. So and they're continuing to build. There's going to be a new elementary school built there. There's going to be some commercial things built. They haven't released exactly what's going in yet, whether it's barbershops, restaurants, things like that. There's going to be stuff specifically in the neighborhood. But that's been big draw for people to go down there to Tahali because it's pretty desirable. As you go into town, into Bonney Lake, you can see you still have what you need. You still got Costco, you still got Walmart and Fred Meyer and Safeway, which are your grocery stores, and places to eat like Hop and Drops, which is like a Red Robin kind of, Chick-fil-A, and your dental offices, your doctor's offices. So still self-sustaining area. You don't have to drive far out for much. Now, if we're zooming out, just try to imagine this commute. I can't even get both of them on the map at the same time to read. Bonney Lake is right here. Seattle's up here. That's a bad drive. I would not do that. So if you're working in downtown Seattle, I do not recommend this being an option for you. But if you're working remote or you are working down south somewhere, I know a lot of people that really love Bonney Lake and specifically really love that Tahali neighborhood. So just keep that in mind if that kind of sounds what you might be looking for. All right, and city number 6 is Puyallup. This is 36 miles south of Seattle. Population is just over 44,000 and the median home price is a bit lower. It's 550,000. So let's jump into the map and take a look at Puyallup. So zoom back out here. It's right next to Bonney Lake. So you can see we were at Bonney Lake right there, and now we're in Puyallup. So, you know, price point, like I mentioned, price point for Puyallup, median price point is $550. Bonney Lake was $615. I mentioned the big reason for that is because Tahali, that master plan community, kind of lifts up that median price point in Bonney Lake over Puyallup. Puyallup doesn't really have a master plan community like that. There's some new construction here and there, but not like a huge community that's a big draw like that. Puyallup's a very large area. You have fairgrounds here, so one of the biggest fairs in the state is in Puyallup every summer in September. You can see, again, self-sufficient, Costco, Walmart, Safeway, all your grocery stores, Albertsons, everything is here in Puyallup. You've got multiple. You've got Fred Meyer up here. So, you know, that's a common theme with these cities is you're not feeling like you're way far out and you have to drive forever to get to anything. Everything's within these cities, which make them still desirable to live in, still a high volume of people that are moving to these areas to, you know, have something that still has the conveniences that you need. But again, do not live in Puyallup and work in Seattle. It's just not doable. I know there are people that make that commute. I can't imagine. So if maybe you're coming from California and your commute was 2.5 hours each way already, then maybe it doesn't bother you, but there's no way in the world I would ever do that commute. Waste too much of your life sitting in the car with how bad traffic can get around here. But Puyallup gives you a nice break on being able to get some places for the mid 500s, even low 500s, under 500 for some starter homes. So if that's, you know, what you're looking for, definitely look into Puyallup and see what it might be like for you to live there. All right, and the last city here, number 7, this is Tacoma. This is 34 miles directly south of Seattle. It's a big city. Population is 225,000 and the median home price is by far the cheapest on this list, 432,000. So let's jump into the map here again. We're gonna look at Tacoma. So we were at Puyallup and Bonney Lake right here. We were in Federal Way before and Covington before, and now we're right here in Tacoma. So you can kind of see a common theme with some of these cheaper areas to live is this corridor down here. That's really where you're gonna see the cheapest places to live in the Seattle metropolitan area. Now, as we talk about Tacoma specifically, again, Tacoma to Seattle, probably more doable than Puyallup or Bonney Lake. There are people that make this drive. I would not. It's bad. It's on I-5, so it's easier. You just get on I-5 and go the whole way. You don't have to navigate multiple highways. But it is a long drive, hour and a half in bad traffic times. There are people that do it, but it would be a little bit rough. So zooming into Tacoma. Tacoma traditionally got a bad rap, especially when I was a kid growing up. Had some unfortunate nicknames. It's been, over the years, it's really started to clean up. In 2019, it was the fastest growing real estate market in the entire country, with how much Tacoma was starting to explode with people moving out of Seattle and going somewhere with more friendly home prices. Like I said, median home price in Tacoma is $432,000. You can't really find that anywhere else around here. A big reason for that is some of the neighborhoods in central Tacoma, North Tacoma, by the Tacoma Mall, out here in South Tacoma too, where you've got a lot of older homes where you can find in the low 400s or high 300s in older neighborhoods that may have some crime issues and whatnot. So do your research on those crime websites and whatnot and see what's important to you. But like I said, Tacoma has really come a long way and has really improved over the years. And I know a number of people that have started moving there and enjoy living in the area. You're convenient to a lot of stuff. I mean, you're right on the sound here. So whether you want to take in beaches and whatnot, You're close to everything. The Point Defiance Zoo is right here, which is a cool zoo to go to. And then you're easy access to get on the peninsula over here for like day trips and whatnot. So big draw though is the home prices are quite a bit cheaper and you can get a lot more bang for your buck here in Tacoma. All right, well that wraps up my list of the top cheapest seven cities that I see people move into that you might want to consider if you're looking to move somewhere in the Seattle metro and you want to buy a home but you need to be under that $675 median price point. All of these places are under that price point and might be good considerations for you to start looking into and see which one would fit best for you. Like I said, I'm a real estate agent over here, so if you are making the move and you're looking to purchase a home in the Seattle metro area, feel free to reach out. Be more than happy to help you through that process. Thanks for watching this one.